If your portfolio looks like this, fire your advisor right now, please. This makes me mad. It's going to make you mad when you see what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to show you a portfolio. I want you to compare what you have, and if it looks something like this, you need to get rid of that guy and get someone else. Absolutely. So let's dive right into it. Welcome to my basement here. I'm just doing some exercise, and I was looking over this guy's statements that he sent to me. I got off the horn with him. I said, hey, man, I'm not going to give any specific obviously knowledge of who this guy is, but I said, do you mind if I use your portfolio, a portion of it, as an example of what people should not be doing? He goes, no, by all means do so. So I'm going to share with you now because it ticks me off. It ticks me off. Now, his stories, everyone's got a unique story. Everyone has a story, so you got to look at your own stuff. But I'm going to share with you. Let's go into this. All right, so welcome, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, the whole thing. I just had to get this off my chest. All right, so basically what I did is I go to Portfolio Visualizer, and I had forgotten all about PortfolioVisualizer.com. It's awesome. And then some guy on YouTube reminded me about him the other day, a couple of weeks ago. I was like, man, I forgot all about Portfolio Visualizer. The only thing that stinks is you got to put your actual tickers in there, and that's fine. The portfolio percentage, you can do whatever you want. You can do it. It's freaking awesome. All free. Portfolio Visualizer is awesome. It gives a hypothetical, everything you possibly need. I don't know if they give you fees on here. Rebalancing, benchmark, portfolio. I don't think they allow you to put a fee. I don't know. But anyway, let's see. I'm not sure if they do or not. So I have to dive into that a little bit. But all right. So anyway, so what I want to do is I put in these funds. He's got 10 funds, and I'm just saying 10% across the board doesn't matter. He has an account balance right now of 229. And again, at this stage, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you what to look for your own portfolio. And I put all these funds in. I hit analyze portfolios. And then what we come up with here is we scroll down. Just tons of stuff on this portfolio visualizer. It is flipping awesome. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so here are the holdings. And this is all we're going to talk about here today. I'm not going to talk about anything else on the stuff that the Portfolio Visualizer tool allows us to use. Definitely look at it, my friends. All right, so we got these 10 funds. We're putting 10% each, roughly allocated across the board, which is fine. American funds, American funds, American funds, American funds, American funds, American funds. You notice all A shares, right? Invesco, Hartford, Templeton. Interesting. So does Hartford have a better bond fund than American fund? I don't know. It's weird because American fund's got a bond fund right there. Does Templeton have a better global bond fund than American fund does? I don't know. Here's Invesco corporate bond, which is odd because American funds has a corporate bond too. Very strange. Invesco stock fund is large company blue chip stock, value oriented, and that's what we're going to get in Capital Income Builder. Certainly what we're going to get in AMCAP. That's kind of weird. There's American Capital World bonds too. So weird. A lot of duplication there, no? The answer is yes. So why would they do something like this? Why would they have lots of duplication? Investment corporate bond, American funds corporate bond. Let's see, Templeton Global World Bond Fund, American Funds Global World Bond Fund. That's interesting. Hartford Total Return Bond Fund. You think we can't find a bond fund in American funds? Well, there's American Funds Corporate Bond Fund. Very odd. Comstock Fund. You don't think American Funds has a blue chip, heavily dividend heavy oriented stock fund? Domestic? Yeah, they do. That's what their specialty is. So why would they do this? Well, let's take a look to old American funds. We're going to go to American funds. And we're going to look at, let's go to their sales charge stuff here. So let's see, I just got to go back. Let's go back to their sales charge stuff and we'll get an idea. Share class information, reducing sales charges on Class A, 529, and I don't even know what Able shares are. Investors can reduce upfront sales charges with larger purchase amounts and account values. Investors or financial advisors should notify American funds when a purchase is eligible for a reduced sales charge. Otherwise, a maximum may apply. And here are our reduced funds. And here comes the stock fund sale charges, the balance fund sale charges. And so on stock funds, all right, you got less than $25,000 is 5.7%. On bond funds, it's 2.5%. Let's see. Let's keep going down here. All right. So then you got 50 to 25 to 50 is 5%. On bond funds, it's 2.5%. All right. So we with me so far? So if we got 100,000, it goes from 5.75 to 3.5. Bond funds is still 2.5 across the board. All right, now we got 250. It goes to 2.5 on the bond funds. On 50,000, 500,000 is 2%. And on the bond funds is 2. And then you can see as it goes down, it gets less. So why would somebody say, I am a financial advisor, and I think there's better value in these funds, Invesco and then Hartford and Templeton than American funds? Well, the simple reason is because that way we don't hit the client with break points to reduce his front end commission. That's exactly what's happening here. In fact, there's another account too. He's got 5 funds, of which 4 are American funds, and the other is an MFS fund. It's just sick. And I don't know who this guy is. I'm not trying to disparage the individual who did this, but I've been in this business a long, long time. And so and this is an Ed Jones account. What would happen in the old days is you have some in American funds, some in Invesco, some in Oppenheimer, and some in Putnam. And that way you'd always be below the $250,000 break point or the $100,000 break point or something like that. That's what would always happen because look, the break point once you break 100,000 is 3.5. And it doesn't take a genius. Let me get my trusty calculator. Oh, where's my trusty calculator? Right here. All right, so let's say we got $150,000. We'll just say that. So $150,000 on, and I got a commission of what's that? 3.5% to put them all in American funds. My sales, I'm going to make $5,250. All right. But now let's say I got $75,000 in American funds, and my commission is 4.5%. I'm going to get commission of $33.75 there. So $33.75 times 2, because I did all these other funds, these Invesco and Hartford funds, my commission is $6,750. So $150,000 times 3.5%, $5,250. $75,000 times 4.5%. is $33.75. But then again, even that is going to be worse because the A shares are less than 75,000 of the rest. So I got 75,000 basically at 5% even times 5%. That's another $375. So I'm basically making $7,000 when I divide up these guys. Basically I'm going to make $7,000. 7,000 minus 5,250 equals 1,750. That means I made 33% more of a commission by splitting up the various accounts. So that way they don't hit the break point. So not only do you not hit the break points with American funds, in this case, they would have got a break point at 3.5. But because some of these other funds are going to be less than 25 and less than 50,000, I won't hit the break points on the other ones either. If you see that, look through your statements. This is Ed Jones or any broker, old-fashioned broker selling you A shares. If you see that, or heaven forbid, you got A shares and C shares, that's bad. Now, look, I hammer on fee-based advisors all the time because I think paying upfront sales charge actually reduces your fees in the long run. I don't think I know that for a fact. Absolutely. Reduces fees, increases performance. I'm a huge fan of Edward Jones. I'm a huge fan of American funds. And I told a guy the other day, he's getting ready to roll over a significant amount of money, and he wanted a local guy. I said, just go to Ed Jones. If you like the guy and you trust him, and you got over $1 million, you'll get right here, Ed Jones, with American funds, you'll get no front end commission at all. And now you are going to pay a 12B1 fee, which is the 0.25%, essentially the fee so they can service your account. But $1 million on 25 basis points is still $2,500 a year that you're paying that guy. I said that, and then you get American funds at NAV. That's a net asset value, so there's no commission on top there. And American funds are wonderful. I would absolutely do that. Get a local guy. He can sell you individual stocks and bonds, all that stuff. On top, he can go to an office. I'm 100% on that. And I would have no problem paying 2% front-end commission. Absolutely none at all. $500,000, 2% front-end commission costs you $10,000, and you got American funds all in. You simply can't go wrong in that regard. That's fine with me. Absolutely. But I do not like when they're churning and burning. They're saying, we're going to give you $90,000 in American funds, then we'll give you $22,000 in Invesco, then we'll give you $48,000 in Hartford. No, that's the wrong answer. No, in theory, this has been policed up because this used to take place all the time back in the day when I was a broker. I don't know if in theory is still in reality. I just don't know. So it's up to you to find out if your portfolio looks like this, where you have A shares and you got a bunch of different fund families, I would absolutely say to myself, why did they do that to me? And what can I do to get out of there? Now, here's the problem. If he was to leave American Invesco and go to American funds, guess what happens? Now he makes a sale. Now this is an IRA, so there's no tax consequence. But he goes to American funds and he will pay a commission because he'll leave this fund and go to American funds. And American funds says, hey, you don't reach a certain break point, it'll be reduced commission, but you don't reach a high enough break point that there's no commission. So probably don't want to do that now because he's already paid the commission. So he's kind of stuck there. I don't have any problem with that. I mean, once you pay the front end commission, none of these funds are bad. Just go with it, be done with it. But I'm telling you, what I would do is I'd say, I'm not giving you any more money, and I'll take these funds and move them over to Vanguard, move them to USA or Schwab or something like that. Absolutely. Or just never, ever give that guy money to invest again if that's the guy who puts in these funds. If it's not the guy who puts in these funds, then I imagine that guy is probably flushed out of the business because there's no way that that's legit, and that's karma always happens, always does. At some point, it will catch up to you. So what I see here, I see 5, 6 American funds, and I see another one which I didn't put on here, that 4 American funds and 1 non-American fund. I knew exactly what was going on, and it's bad. So if you find that is happening to your portfolio, get out of there, out of Dodge ASAP. Find a guy or a lady who's going to manage your account in a more legitimate, honest way, because that's bad. That's just bad honesty. It's bad karma. It'll come back to those people, but it might come back too late for you to benefit for sure. Don't just sell these Templeton and go to American funds. I'm just telling you, don't just do that because, again, as I said just a second ago, that will generate another commission for you and no reason to do that. But just keep in mind that if you see a portfolio like this, say, I'm not sure this guy was serving my best interests, and double check, triple check, and say, I'm getting a new guy. All right. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, put them in the show notes. As always, comments welcome, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Heritage Wealth Planning. Thanks, guys.